Nagbabalik po ang Radyo Agila sa Amerika at syempre pa, kapiling pa rin natin itong si Attorney Nate, si Ginoong Nathaniel Epstein. Siya po ay isang practicing lawyer na ang specialty ay healthcare. Pero ang gusto nating malaman ngayon dito kay Nate, what we wanted to ask from him is kasi paano niya naisip? When was the time that he finally decided, I wanted to be a lawyer? So kasi sabi nga natin, dito po ay ang school system, sabi nga natin, ay from grades 1 to grade 6. Pagkatapos middle school, yan yung parang first 2 years. And then 4 years sa high school. So Nate, at what point na naisip mo, ang calling mo is to become a lawyer? And what was the, sabi nga natin, what was the God-sent messages that you felt it is your calling?
Yeah, so I decided to be a lawyer, I think, in my last year of college. I was at UCLA, and I was looking at different things to do, and I realized I think the law would be a wonderful choice. I was very interested in business and financing, and also I learned more of how the law worked and realized that I could learn so much and do both. I could be a lawyer, I could also work with business, but it wasn't until law school when I was there, I had a healthcare law class, and it was with the lawyer from one of the hospitals here locally in Orange County. And I realized, wow, this is so great because I get to be a lawyer and also learn about healthcare and, treating patients and everything that doctors get to do. And so after taking that class, I did really well. I missed the top score in the class, I think by 1 point. But I realized that I wanted to go into healthcare from that. So I actually started off a little bit differently. I did estate planning right after law school. And then now I'm able to do healthcare, which is what I've wanted to do.
Alam mo, Nate, sasabihin ko, na yung magiging bankruptcy lawyer, I see a lot of Filipino Americans that are bankruptcy lawyers. I see a lot that are immigration lawyers, di ba? So, crowded sila. Yan bang pagiging healthcare lawyer, is that also crowded? Would you say it's crowded? Because I just realized now, meron parang healthcare lawyer.
Yeah, it could be fairly crowded. I think it's once you get in, there's maybe fewer of us than bankruptcy lawyers because we're working for the hospitals. There might be a lot of medical malpractice attorneys who there may be more of them, but with the type of work I do, it's a smaller community of lawyers, especially with what I do because it's a very narrow area of law where we're working for the hospitals. But yeah, we're not as there's not as many of us as some of the other, immigration, because immigration very much applies to the Filipino community with everyone coming here and making sure that they're protected and everything. So that's why you probably see a lot more Filipino immigration attorneys and healthcare attorneys. But, I think it's important because I'm helping take care of the nurses and doctors at the hospitals. And so I want to make sure that they're getting paid fairly, that the hard work that they're doing is paid to the for the hospital, and that we're trying to make the healthcare system better for everyone, and that starts with taking care of the patients. So I'm very happy that I get to do that on a daily basis.
Alam mo, Nate, I took a Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, and I have double major simply because I took up management and I realized if I do marketing, the only difference is 6 units, di ba? So if I take marketing as well, just add 6 more units and I will also be a marketing graduate. So ano ang difference? What's the difference? Being an immigration lawyer, how far are you from becoming immigration or bankruptcy or anumang klaseng lawyer? Ano ba ang nagiging difference ng healthcare lawyer as compared to the other professions, even though lawyers pa rin?
Yeah, so for law school here in the United States, it's 3 years. Pretty much you learn all the same things. All the lawyers learn the same things. You may take some different classes in immigration or healthcare like I did. And then once you become an attorney, you pass the bar, and then you go into work, then you really choose your specialty. So it's not really anything you learn in school. It's more of once you start working for the type of law you want to do. So if you go into bankruptcy, you'll learn more about how bankruptcy works. If you go into immigration, you learn more in immigration. So I could go, if I wanted to, I could go switch to the other ones. It's just, it takes time to get better at it, right? And so yeah, I just went down the path to healthcare. But if I wanted to go to become a bankruptcy lawyer, I could go try and do that. It would take some time, of course, to learn the laws of bankruptcy. But you have the initial education as a lawyer, but you end up choosing which one you want to go into later on.
So you've decided to become a healthcare lawyer. Ang issue sa healthcare ngayon, meron kasing federal, which means buong Amerika, right? There are laws, healthcare laws that covers the whole Amerika. Meron ding healthcare law that just covers California. So, ikaw ba, ang gusto kong malaman is, we were being seen Facebook Live, YouTube, at saka syempre, napapanood tayo from all over the world and sa buong US. So, pwede ka rin bang kuning lawyer ng those that are outside California when it comes to healthcare questions?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely federal law, so there's some laws that apply to everyone in the United States. But my specialty here is in California, so I follow California law. But if you're an attorney here in the United States, or especially California, because we're it's the hardest bar to take to become an attorney here in California, we could definitely help and learn about the other laws in the other states. But we have a background in the federal laws, and I think that we're trained to think like lawyers, and so we're able to find out hopefully what some of the problems are that people need help with, and then we're able to help them and guide them along the way, and then maybe find out the specifics for each issue that comes along.
So, have you ever thought of becoming, or have you thought of becoming a corporate lawyer? Kasi sabi nga, if you really want to make money, this is just, I think, an idea that was shared to me by some of my friends, that money is actually sa corporate law. So, have you thought of being a corporate lawyer anytime soon? Or ano ang nag-trigger? Bakit healthcare ang naging specialty mo?
Yeah, I mean, that's always a consideration. So what I do, even though I have one aspect of healthcare law, you do have to make business decisions. So even though my practice right now is representing hospitals, maybe one day I'll help represent hospitals and help them make business decisions as well. So luckily about the type of law I do is there's different aspects, and you could learn about how the business works. You could also help make business decisions. So there's money in all different areas of law, corporate law, divorce law. You can make a lot of money. And so it just depends on which area you want to go in. But there's money for each one of the different areas. So if someone wants to go into the law for that reason, it's a lot of hard work, but you'll find it.
Itong ating mga kababayan, alam mo, sabi nga, masyadong mababait ang mga Filipinos. Hindi sila so happy, di ba? Pero dito sa California, sa US, napakaraming nagdidemanda. Magbigay ka nga ng isang scenario, or can you just cite an example wherein an ordinary citizen ng US lalapit sa iyo, matutulungan mo when it comes to healthcare laws. Ano ang instance na kailangan nila ang tulong mo? Or exclusively ba ikaw you just represent these hospitals? Can you elaborate?
Yeah, so for right now, I just represent the hospitals. And so there's different lawyers that do represent individual patients if they get hurt by the doctor or they have other types of problems. That's a different area of healthcare. But what I do is just exclusively represent the hospitals only. So I represent almost all the hospitals here in Orange County, California, some in LA as well. But our firm does hospitals all throughout the state of California and even some other states too. So what I do is only representing hospitals, but there are definitely other attorneys who could represent people if they get hurt. That's medical malpractice attorneys.
Okay. At what point does the hospitals get your service? What are the instances?
They'll come to us when so very common, this is what happens every day. Someone will go to the hospital, they'll get treatment, and their insurance company might not fully pay what was owed, so they don't pay the full bill. And so
Uh-huh.
think of how many people go to the hospital every single day. So if the insurance company does that to every single patient, then that means the hospital is not getting paid for the work they're doing. And so after about maybe 1 year, the hospital will send over all of the patients who were their treatments weren't paid for to us. And then after that, we will try and recover the remaining money from the insurance company.
Okay, that's it. Pero are you just representing private hospitals? Because alam nyo po, dito sa Amerika ay meron pong kung tawagin ay mga government hospitals like state hospitals, county hospitals. Do you also represent them?
Yeah, we do. We do a combination of both. Most of mine here in Orange County are private, nonprofit hospitals, but we do represent some public hospitals too.
Okay. Alam nyo, marami sa ating mga kababayan ano po na sabi nga natin ay seeking legal advice. Especially marami tayong mga kababayan that are actually also running hospitals. And in the event, Nate, na they saw this or they saw
Mhm.
you or ano ba ang paraan to get in touch with you? Ano ang paraan para ikaw ay ma-contact ng ating mga kababayan in terms of, healthcare advice, in
Of
terms of
course.
pagdating sa mga legals?
Yeah, you could reach out to me. I have a lot of friends that are attorneys. If you have more than just healthcare questions or other legal questions, feel free to send me an email. My information is down there. You could add me on Facebook, and then if you have questions that I can't help you with, I have a lot of friends that are lawyers also. So either way, someone will be able to help you, and that's something I'm very happy to say that I have a lot of friends that are very good people that are willing to help. So feel free to reach out to me, and we will find someone that can help you. And it doesn't have to just be healthcare.
Yun. At diyan ngayon pumapasok yung iyong pagiging treasurer, 'di ba?
Mhm.
Ito pong si Nate is actually very active sa mga Filipino American communities, sa mga different Filipino American organizations. One of which is yung FLOC. Yan po yung Filipino American Lawyers of Orange County. Yan naman ang ating pag-uusapan when we return po sa pagbabalik ng Radyo Agila sa Amerika. Sandali po lamang.